Why does rural India trust gold more than banks, stocks, or even the government? Picture this: a farmer in a small village has never heard of mutual funds, doesn't trust the stock market, but will walk 20 kilometers to buy gold during Akshaya Tritiya. Sounds irrational? Well, prepare to have your minds changed. Here's what will blow your mind. Indian households collectively hold more than 25,000 tons of gold. That's more than the reserves of US, Germany, and even IMF all put together. And most of it not tucked away in fancy urban lockers, it's quietly stored in rural homes, hidden under beds, in secret corners, or wrapped in cloth, in form of bangles, necklaces, and coins. Even more fascinating, 74% of rural families would rather pledge their gold than sell it. They would rather borrow against it instead of parting away with it permanently. Why? That's the question we are about to answer. Today, we are diving deep into the psychology behind rural India's obsession with gold. This isn't just about a shiny metal, it's about understanding a mindset that has preserved wealth for centuries, survived economic crisis, and created a financial system modern finance still struggles to replicate. And honestly, urban investors might just have something to learn from here. By the way, I'm Nikhil. I'm a chartered accountant by profession with nearly 2 decades of experience with EY, PwC, and one of India's top wealth management firm before I started my own startup. This is Finicky, where I simplify money the same way I practice it. So let me tell you about Kamala, a farmer's wife in rural Karnataka. When her husband needed 50,000 for seeds, she didn't hesitate to take her wedding bangles to local pawnbroker. But when a neighbor suggested selling the same bangles to invest in a mutual funds with better returns, she looked horrified. Sell my bangles? Never. This isn't stubbornness, it's behavioral psychology at work. Security factor. For a rural households, gold means one thing above all: you can touch it, hide it under your mattress, or walk to a pawnbroker and get cash the same day. Try doing the same thing with your stock portfolio during a market crash. Loss aversion. Behavioral finance calls this the principle where people hate losing money more than they love making it. Gold feels like the one asset that will never betray them. Endowment effect. Once gold is yours, it feels priceless. It's not just the metal anymore, it's a piece of your family's identity. Selling feels like cutting away heritage. Pledging feels like borrowing from your own savings. Hey, if you're actually finding this useful, just hit the like button and subscribe. It's a small effort for you, but helps me know that you're actually enjoying this kind of content and keeps me motivated to create more such content for you. Here's where it gets actually interesting. Rural families practice mental accounting often unconsciously. Imagine two identical bangles. One gifted at a wedding, sacred, tied to emotions and family heritage. The family would rather starve than sell it. The other, bought as an investment, can be sold, pledged without hesitation. Same gold, completely different treatment in their minds. This is sophisticated wealth management in action. Now, let's talk about culture. Every Akshaya Tritiya or Diwali, even in the smallest villages, you'll see gold buying sprees. Research shows 32% of gold scheme enrollments happen during Akshaya Tritiya season alone. This isn't market timing, it's cultural conditioning. Behavioral scientists call it a heuristic trigger. Festival signals, auspicious times, prompting automatic action. And weddings? Nearly 50% of India's gold demand comes from weddings, with rural households contributing the majority. Bridal gold isn't just jewelry, it's Tridan, inheritance, social status, and financial security rolled into one. This is why rural families often save for gold before saving for education or property. So, why hasn't rural India embraced digital gold ETFs or gold monetization scheme? Numbers actually speak. Only 5% of gold monetization scheme participants are rural, and out of the 25,000 tons of household gold, only 20 tons have been deposited. That is less than 0.1%. It's not ignorance. Depositing gold for melting and reuse clashes with heritage, memories, and identity. Imagine asking someone to melt down their grandmother's bangles or wedding set. It's not just money, it's family history. Digital gold may be safer or give better returns, but can't be worn at a wedding, touched during anxiety, or shown off socially. This explains the low adoption rate. Here's the genius part. Rural households don't see gold as dead capital, they have built a revolving financial system around it. Farmers take gold loans before planting season, repaying after harvest. It's a revolving safety net. perfectly aligned with agricultural cash flows. During COVID-19, districts hardest hit increased gold savings by nearly 3%. Urban investors, on the other hand, panicked and sold assets. Rural India bought more gold, a practical hedge for uncertain times. The psychology gets even better and more interesting when you look at the behavioral patterns. Herd mentality. In villages, buying gold during festival isn't just personal, it's community behavior. If everyone's buying and you are not, you face social pressure and FOMO. Try explaining to your neighbors why you didn't buy gold during Diwali when everyone else did. Anchoring bias. Most families anchor their beliefs on old reference points. If gold was 500 rupees a gram years ago and now they are 6,000, they don't see it as expensive. Their anchor says gold always goes up and always will. Overconfidence. Many villagers think they can judge gold purity or time their purchase perfectly, but often local jewelers mix metals or overcharge. Still, because of this confidence, families stick to the familiar shops instead of exploring safer formal channels. From an urban perspective, these might seem irrational, but look closer. Together, they create a resilient system that helps families preserve wealth, stay consistent, and avoid panic during market uncertainty. At this point, you must be thinking rural gold psychology is actually outdated. That would be a massive mistake. Rural gold psychology isn't outdated, it's a holistic wealth management system. It integrates financial security, cultural identity, and emotional comfort. Modern instruments like ETFs offer liquidity, and gold monetization scheme promises better utilization, but none addresses tangibility, trust, and emotional continuity. Gold in rural India is a hedge against uncertainty, women's empowerment through Stridhan, a social status marker during weddings, a financial instrument integrated with agricultural cycles. Above all, a psychological safety net during crisis. So, here's the truth. Rural India's gold investment isn't irrational, it's deeply rational, just measured on a different axis. It's not about chasing return, it's about preserving security, identity, and control. When we talk about gold, we are talking about a centuries old psychological ecosystem that modern finance still struggles to replicate. Next time someone says rural India invests in gold because they don't know better, remember they might just know something we have forgotten. In a world of digital everything, they have held on to something real, something tangible, something that's been working for generations. Maybe it's time we learn from them instead of trying to change them. What do you think? Do you have any family gold stories? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if this changed how you see rural finance, share this video and subscribe to Finicky to make your finances less tricky. That's it from me. I'm Nikhil Verghese. I'll see you in the next video.